Hi everybody, this is Kyle Thompson with Tomson Burnham Real Estate, and welcome to my Living in Salem YouTube channel. This channel is all about sharing what I've learned during my 25 years living in Salem with everybody watching. And if you like what you see today, give me a thumbs up, write a comment, or share it. Today, we're going to wrap up our pros and cons series about some of the smaller towns surrounding Salem. And if you're curious about what it's really like to live in Monmouth, Oregon, today's video will break down the pros and cons of this charming college town. Whether you're a foodie, a dog lover, a history buff, or just someone on the lookout for a cozy community with a bit of character, you'll find something to love here, and maybe a few things you want to know about before committing to a move. So stay tuned. Before we get started, there's a fun fact I want to share with you. Monmouth was the very last dry town on the West Coast. That's right, until 2002, you could not buy alcohol in this city. Prohibition ended in 1933, but it took another 69 years before it ended in Monmouth. And the only reason it did end was that grocery stores refused to set up shop in Monmouth because of the prohibition. It was only then that the city relented. So Monmouth isn't just about modern charms, it's got its quirks too. Okay, so let's start things off with the pros. If you're a dog owner, then you are in luck because Monmouth has a fantastic dog park where you and your pup can stretch their legs and meet other dog-loving locals. This dog park is located inside the Monmouth Recreational Park, one of the largest parks in Monmouth. It has two separate fenced areas, one for large dogs and one for small dogs. It also has a pet drinking fountain, benches, and some dog agility equipment. One of the things that we like best about this dog park is the people who come here. An off-leash dog park can become a pretty big mess if dog owners don't pick up after their pooches. And residents here have put poop bags all along the fences so you don't even have to walk very far for a bag if you need it. And if someone doesn't clean up after their dog, other users will shame them on the spot to pick it up. And as a result, the dog park is in very good shape. On top of that, everybody is super friendly, which I can't say about every dog park I've been to. So this park is perfect for anyone whose dog doubles as their social calendar. Okay, so let's look at pro number 2. Monmouth may be a small town, but it has some serious food appeal. First up is Yeasty Beastie Pizza. This local favorite has been featured on America's Best Restaurants, and folks from all over the West Coast make a pilgrimage to Monmouth just for a slice. Plus, the restaurant scene doesn't just stop there. You'll find delicious eats like Maui Melts, a local bakery which specializes in flavored caramels, Hazel's on the Main, an upscale restaurant of Pacific Northwest cuisine, Grain Station Brew Works, and a variety of other spots. Monmouth has a much better restaurant scene than you would expect from such a small town. The third pro of Monmouth is its downtown, which has been recently refreshed with lots of updated buildings and storefronts, giving it a vibrant, welcoming feel. You'll find shopping spots and, of course, fun dining options and little local businesses that make it a great spot for a weekend stroll. Our fourth pro is that Monmouth is home to Western Oregon University, which adds a youthful, diverse energy to the town. The college crowd brings in art, culture, and tons of school events, making the community lively and keeping things interesting for locals. All right, the fifth pro for Monmouth is its location, which can be a big plus depending on your lifestyle. You're about 30 minutes from Salem on River Road, a lovely winding road that follows the Willamette River. So while Monmouth is a small town with a population of around 11,000, you aren't far from the second largest city in the state and all the amenities it offers. Monmouth is also near Oregon's wine country. A quick hop up Highway 99 and 20 minutes later, you can choose from a variety of world-class wines. So day trips to top-notch wineries are a no-brainer for Monmouth. and you're close enough to enjoy all Salem has to offer without living in a bigger city. But we're going to talk a bit more about its location when we get to the cons. Our next pro is housing stock. Are you someone who's looking for a neighborhood with some historic character, but without the problems of an actual old house? Then you have to check out Edwards Addition in the southeast corner of Monmouth. It's a neighborhood with houses designed to look historic, but with all the comforts and conveniences of new construction. It's not just the homes either that have the charm. This was the first neighborhood in Monmouth that had street trees. And those trees, especially now that they're 20 years old, add a wonderful vibe to the neighborhood. It really does feel like you've stepped back in time as you walk through. As I mentioned before, Monmouth is a small town with just 11,000 residents, and nearby Independence is even smaller with about 10,000. So it only takes about 10 minutes to drive through both cities. So public transportation isn't a huge need in Monmouth. But despite that, there is a really cool trolley that runs between Monmouth and the neighboring town of Independence. It runs from downtown Monmouth to Riverview Park in Independence about 140 times a day, Monday through Saturday. It's quirky, it's fun, and it's a unique way to travel locally. The last pro of Monmouth is that new amenities are coming in. There was a big empty lot between the cities of Monmouth and Independence that has recently been developed. They've added a Froth's Fresh Market, which is a real high-end local grocery store, a Waremount, Starbucks, and a few other restaurants. It's great news for anyone who loves quick and easy grocery, coffee, or food run. Okay, so no place is perfect, so now let's talk about some of the downsides. The first is tricky access to Portland. Monmouth has great access to Highway 99E, which makes it easy to get to places like Corvallis to the south and Wine Country to the north. But if you're hoping to pop over to Portland, it's not quite as simple. There is no direct I-5 access, so you're looking at a bit of a roundabout drive. You either have to drive through Salem, or you're taking back roads for 20 miles before you hook up with the interstate. It's doable, but it's not the most convenient route for frequent trips. Second is limited parks and outdoor spaces. While Monmouth does have a park system, it's not known for having a big central city park where everyone can gather. Their largest park, which we've already talked about, the Monmouth Recreation Park, does have a lot of amenities, but is on the far southern edge of the city, far away from most of the housing stock in downtown. You've got to drive there, and they don't have a lot of parking. If you're looking for a place with sprawling green spaces, you might find Monmouth more limited on that front. Our last con is that they don't have very many annual events or festivals. They keep things pretty low key when it comes to the annual events. They do have a 4th of July festival, but you won't find a packed calendar full of parades, festivals, or seasonal fairs. It's a quieter social scene, so keep that in mind if you're someone who thrives on a lot of community events. So, is Monmouth the place for you? Well, if you love a slower pace, a quirky history, and easy access to wine country, Monmouth might be the perfect fit. But if you're looking for easy access to Portland, a big park system, or a bustling festival scene, you might find yourself wanting a bit more. Thanks for joining me as we explored the ins and outs of Monmouth, Oregon. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave us a comment. I'll see you next time.